Welcome back to the Zodcast. I'm Mike and I'm here with Paul.
Here at the Zodcast, we discovered something really major happened over the weekend. There was explosions, there were things being thrown around, there were lightsabers, there were people that loved the movie, people that hated the movie, and then there were a few people that were just kind of meh. Mike, what are we talking about today?
Today we're going to talk about the Rise of Skywalker.
The Rise of Skywalker, the final entry
Long
in the
have I
Skywalker saga. This would be the last anthology film. Is that what it's called? Anthology? I'm pronouncing that correctly.
I don't think it's an anthology.
Well, I heard it somewhere. It sounded like a really cool word. So before we begin on our spoiler-rich, meaning spoilers galore.
Spoilers.
Let's talk about the track record with this trilogy. We had The Force Awakens open at $248 million for the weekend. The Last Jedi did $220, seeing a bit of a trend here. And unfortunately, The Rise of Skywalker did any other movie, 175 is huge numbers. But for a Star Wars film being the last movie, people were comparing this, like this is going to be as big as Endgame, you know? And it just did 175. Matter of fact, Disney was predicting 190 opening weekend, and they were predicting low. Now, I do believe globally it has cracked 500 million. Globally, as of today, we'll see what happens over the weekend. If it does like only a 40 or 45% drop in sales, I could see it easily cracking $1 billion. If it does 60 or 65% drop in ticket sales, it's going to be tough to get to the $1 billion finish line. So this weekend will be a really good indicator of how successful this movie is going to be. Mm-hmm. And normally you're the money guy. You're the money guy, the numbers guy. I'm surprised I went down that path just now. There's a lot of good things to say about this movie. I have my own criticisms for the movie, so I think let's start on a very positive note. Mike, what did you like about the Rise of Skywalker?
Well, I liked pretty much most of what they did with the original crew. I liked that Lando was in it as much as they did use him. My big highlight was, of course, Harrison Ford's cameo and how he helped Kylo make the change to it made sense how he did that. I enjoyed the bait and switch things, like with Chewbacca. I just was like, holy crap, he's dead. Did they just do that? And then, of course, haha, kid, and I liked how they used 3PO. There was so much action involved. It just kept the pacing, I thought, was really fun. I just looked at this movie very surfacey. I just took it for the entertainment value of what it was and had fun with it and walked away with my Han Solo cameo, and I was good. I liked that they brought Palpatine into it, but of course that has its own issues to it. But it's just like I was like, okay, all right, okay. How about you?
I thought Adam Driver, he had a killer performance in this movie. I was really not much of a Kylo Ren fan, looking back at the Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. It was a little too emo for me in the Force Awakens, and he had this perpetual, like I'm this close to crying look on his face in The Last Jedi. But in The Rise of Skywalker, he was a badass. When he's going down and he's gonna go in and kill the Emperor, like kill Palpatine, because no, you're not gonna threaten my power. I'm like, okay, that's pretty badass. And then when he actually, Rey has been, I think they fought 4 times by now. This will be the 4th fight. In the first 3 fights, she just beat him up. He was not a threat to her. And I thought that his power grew as well, and he was actually a threat to Rey. And he actually knocked her down, which I'm like, oh, about time. I thought Rey, she's a very talented actress, and she didn't have much to work with, and she didn't seem. I couldn't connect with this character. She was very standoffish. She had no flaws. In this movie, she seemed more human. I actually liked her more. I thought there was more range in her emotions than what we saw in the.
She was angry.
Yes, she was angry. The visuals again were amazing. I'm glad we saw more of Chewie and C-3PO. It seemed like this Chewie was just a glorified Uber driver, and now he's actually doing stuff, and C-3PO is advancing the plot. But I think my biggest wow moment was when Leia and Luke were training. That was cool,
Yeah.
And we saw the DH Luke, and we saw a much younger Leia, and it's just like, okay, that's cool. And that, I thought, gave us the payout that we would have needed for when Luke gave Rey both lightsabers. Here's Leia's saber. If we wouldn't have had that training scene, I think that him giving her the lightsaber would have been like, wait, what? She's a saber? How come we didn't know about this earlier? So I thought that was pretty good.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about, we waited 4 years to find out anything about Rey's lineage, and it turns out she's the granddaughter of Palpatine. What are your thoughts on that?
I thought that was lazy. I thought it was lazy. I would have been really okay with her parents being nothing. But you know what? She doesn't have a special DNA code in her that makes her more force sensitive. I mean, we now learn that Finn is force sensitive. We saw that one kid in The Last Jedi where he summoned the broom. So there are kids out there are people out there that are just force sensitive. I mean, heck, Finn was a stormtrooper. He was stolen he was turned into a stormtrooper. So I would have been okay with Rey having nothing special about her parents. She's special because the Force made her special, not because her godfather is the former Emperor Palpatine.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was fun that's how it turned out. I think that they really needed something to be the big bad, and since the Emperor was the big bad through pretty much the entire 9 movies, I think it was cool that they did that. But I get what you're saying. I mean, it's like, what could we do here?
No, and I just thought it was lazy.
I think either way it would have been good, but I think I really needed to have an explanation. I needed to know who she was,
Well,
on the other side of that.
We're kind of diving into,
we're heading towards the pieces that are not so good. So why don't you talk about that?
Yeah.
What did you not like about it?
The Last Jedi. Okay, I think the biggest challenge that this trilogy had was originally we were going to have 3 different directors for the 3 movies. We had J.J. Ryan Johnson. I forgot the name of the third guy, but he got fired or quit or
Colin
something.
Trevorrow.
Yeah, something like that. So then J.J. and they really had to talk him into doing this. There was no plan. There was no structure. Kathleen Kennedy did not have a vision, and that shows in this trilogy. What Ryan Johnson did was he took JJ's plots and completely disrailed them. Completely. JJ says that no, Ryan Johnson, he didn't ruin anything. Yes, he did. He did. Palpatine was never part of the plan. He was, oh my God, how do we fix this mess? We'll bring in Palpatine. Matter of fact, there was even an interview of the actor that played him saying that, yeah, JJ gave me a call, and this was after The Last Jedi, called him to see if he wants to be part of this movie. So there was no planning there. If they would have planned him being in there, they could have done so much better. So I think if there was one person leading this trilogy, even if they weren't directing every episode, but they're like the producer, the face behind the mask or whatever, it would have been better. So with that being said, I think because JJ had so much to fix with The Last Jedi, and he did the best that he could. I will give him so much credit. He did so better. He did so good. My God, I can't even spit this out. We had to work with. He did a great job. But with that being said, though, I thought the story was a complete mess. There were so many plot holes. They were moving all over the place. I felt like I was watching a video game. Okay, we got to get this piece, and then we got to get this piece, and oh, we need to do this so C-3PO can get it translated. Oh, now we need to find this to see where that... It felt like a video game to me. We talked briefly about, Chewbacca dying and then coming back. I felt that there was no consequences in this movie. Chewie dies. Oh, look, he's back. C-3PO loses his memory. Oh, look, he gets it back. Rey stabs Kylo Ren, and then she heals him. Oh, look, he's back. Rey dies, and then, Kylo kisses her and brings her back to life. Oh, no, she's not alive. She's fine.
That's a sacrifice of his life, though.
It was. What I think the twist that I think everyone would have lost their mind is, Ben Solo turns good, and then Rey turns evil. And then he kills Rey.
and what a misdirection in the trailers of you seeing Rey is evil.
That everyone was
that was some BS right there.
That was. The other thing that annoyed me is everything was so convenient. With the dagger. Prime example is the dagger. They're on this sand planet. I mean, how many sand planets are there in this universe?
I saw the name of it too. I don't remember it, but
it crashes into quicksand, and then right before the thing goes on, Rey, I've always wanted to tell you. What? Rey even asked him, "What were you going to tell me?" Doesn't say anything. Poe's like, "Hey, what's this big secret you got?" "Oh, I can't tell you now." He doesn't say what it is. We know what it is. He's force sensitive, but it's like in the movie, he pronounces a secret that he wants to tell Rey something, doesn't tell her once, doesn't tell her twice. It's like, really?
And it's not like it's that big of a deal.
Hey,
I kind of feel the force. Why is that a big deal?
But the fact is either A, don't say it, or B, say it. But just don't leave it hanging. I mean, don't make the statement, Rey, I want to tell you something. If you're not going to...
now we're splitting hairs, I think.
No, we are. But that's just one of the things that annoyed me with this movie.
And I think like it kind of goes with what you were saying earlier. It's like Abrams did the best he could with this movie. I mean, it's for what you have, like these characters like Rey and Finn and Poe and where we came from with Last Jedi. This is the best you're going to get.
Agreed.
And I think I was 100%. Okay with that. Now, I walk away from this movie, I was happy with it.
Now, the last thing is Snoke.
Right.
Again,
that makes me think that was lazy. When he goes, "Oh, I made Snoke," I've been the puppet master the whole time.
Before he even died in the Death Star, he was already planning this stuff. It's like no.
Well, and they didn't explain. That's a whole trilogy right there. What they did with Palpatine, like, he's got a son. We've known Palpatine since Phantom Menace. He's got a son and a family. What?
Yeah, I know.
How did that happen? And again, where's the comic book to explain that one?
I don't know.
I know you're speechless. It's like we're like, what do we do here? So that's why I chose to. When I went into this movie, I was just like, oh, okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, Palpatine's there. Okay, cool. I didn't even bother thinking too much about this.
No. Again, I walked into this movie already jaded. I was jaded because
I had to talk you into going to see this movie. He was not going to see this movie.
What?
I'm talking to the audience now. I'm saying Paul was not going to see this movie. I had to talk him into it, and that he was mad that I talked him into it because he went on Sunday morning, and then he was like, "Oh, did we see the same movie?" So you actually come around a little bit more in the last week or so.
The thing is, like I said, I was still burnt over The Last Jedi, and this is the first movie where I actually dove. I dove head first into spoilers. Never done that before in a film, and I'm like, I don't care. I'm not going to see this movie. If these spoilers and leaks are half of them are true, this movie is going to suck. And you know what? The leaks were all true. Now, did the movie suck? No. But the leaks were all true. And so I walked into this already angry. I walked into it.
Yeah, you did yourself a huge disservice. Agreed. That's how bad 100%. The Last Jedi tortured your soul. This is 2 years ago. I'm still listening to this crap.
I am so passionate for Star Wars. I love Star Wars. Matter of fact, yeah, we don't need to even go what lengths.
Yeah, well, that's another whole podcast here.
Yeah. So,
But I think okay. So tell me, scale 1 to 10. How much did you enjoy the movie?
I'd give it a solid 5.
Really?
Yeah, I think I'm being nice. I think if you'd have asked me that question Sunday afternoon, I would have given it like a 2. You know,
I'm gonna go with 8.5 on this.
Okay.
Yes.
I will see this movie again in the theater. I plan on going New Year's Day. I'm going to go with my girls. You're welcome to join, Mike, on my treat. And I'm going to go into this with my brain turned off. Just turn it off and just sit there and just enjoy the characters, enjoy the visuals, enjoy some of some of the fight scenes. I'm not going to go, what is hyper speed skipping? How does that work again in this universe? Oh, it doesn't.
You can't do that to yourself, you know?
I won't.
You just got to let it go, man.
I'm just going to sit there and just... And since my daughter will be driving, maybe I'll get there slightly intoxicated. Who knows? But no, I will see this movie again. I will be more open-minded. And because I walked into that theater expecting the worst. And every time I saw something bad, I'm like, yep, that was bad. Yep, that was bad. I was looking for those cracks, you know. So
I went into it not giving a crap. I was excited. I wanted to see something cool, and I was dazzled with the movie. I really was, and I didn't think too hard about it. You know, in fact, I didn't even want to do a review on it at all. I wanted to just have that buzz, like, oh, okay, and just not even think about it.
So
you know, because that's what happens. You know, but it was a far superior movie than Last Jedi, at least. So we got that much.
The holiday special was superior to The Last Jedi.
I won't go that far. There was good things about The Last Jedi.
No, there were. I just can't remember them. That.
That's another podcast.
So, guys, what did you like about The Rise of Skywalker? What didn't you like about The Rise of Skywalker? Or were you in that meh camp where you just, I'm just a normie. It was a movie this weekend. I went to go see it. I watched it. I liked it. I didn't like it. Let's continue the conversation below in the comment sections. Mike, before we trail off, do you have any final thoughts?
Final thoughts. I would see this again. I'm happy with what J.J. Abrams did. I'm really blown away by the fact that Harrison Ford made an appearance in this. That just... It's like I got my one present for Christmas that I'm happy with, and I'm out of here.
Okay. Well, guys, let's continue this conversation below in the comments section. If you like this video, please smash that like button. And if you have not done so, oh my, I can't talk today, Mike. If you haven't done this,
like, share, subscribe. This is the Zodcast
podcast.